Hello everybody, my name is Miss Vanessa and I'd like to welcome you guys to another episode of Tinker With Me, where I take apart an old piece of technology to see how it works. Today I have a Leapfrog. So I don't know if you guys at home have ever had one of these, but it's basically a interactive book. So you open it up and there's a book inside, and then you insert a cartridge. So I have my cartridge way over here. You insert a cartridge into the side of this, and then it knows what book you're reading, and then using our little handy dandy pen, it'll help you read along to the book. So I'm going to take this apart and see how it works. So some of the elements that I'll be looking for when I am going through this is the speaker. So we're going to have to find the speaker. We are going to have to find how it is that this pen knows where it is that you're clicking, and then obviously like the cartridge. So we're going to take apart the cartridge, we're going to take apart this part over here and see if we can figure out how that works as well. So let me put on my goggles and let's take a closer look at what we can find inside. Okay, so the first thing that I always do is take out the batteries, because we don't want to start tinkering with this with the battery still in it. So let's take that out first. Okay, so our Leapfrog runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 AA batteries, and it looks like this is where our pen is plugged in. I wonder if we can pull that off. Alright, so not yet. Let's take out our battery. Okay, so there are our batteries. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. Hopefully that'll take off our back panel. And if not, we're going to have a whole bunch more screws to have to unscrew. So let's start with the first few screws. It looks like there's one here too. So let's get to unscrewing. Okay, so we took out a whole bunch of our screws. We're going to put them in our little screw container here and put that to the side and see if we can pop this out now. Okay, we are still stuck, and it looks like we're going to have to take out 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws. So let's take those out now. Okay, I took out 4 more screws. Let's see if this will pop open now. Still no. We've got 2 screws then we're going to have to unscrew. Okay, I think this is it. I think we're going to be able to pop it open now. There we go. We got our back panel out. And let's take a look and see what we can find. Okay, so first things first, I see our speaker right here. We've got some wires going over here. We've got this, which is covering up some sort of sensor here. We've got a, I think this is the cartridge reader right here. Let's start unscrewing some more screws and see what else we can see and take a closer look at everything here. So I think I'm going to unscrew all of the screws that I see, which is a whole bunch. So let me unscrew those. Okay, so here are all the screws that I found inside of our Leapfrog. So let's start moving stuff around and see how these things are connected. And I have a feeling when we start moving things around, we're going to find some more screws. So this is the first thing I wanted to flip over. So this is where you connect the cartridge. So the cartridge looks like it is connected to the motherboard of our entire Leapfrog thing. So we have, this is where the cartridge goes. So this is, these little black bumps I always mention is where all the data is processed. We have quite a few capacitors in here. We have the headphone jack that is connected directly to our motherboard. And then we have our speaker that is also connected to our motherboard. And then there's these wires that go over here, which I have a feeling is where it knows where you are in your book that you're reading. And then this right here, this is where the pen is connected. So I'm going to see if I can unplug this. Alright. And there's our pen that is connected right there, right onto our motherboard as well. So there's the motherboard, that's where the pen is connected. And there's our pen. And then the last thing that I see on this motherboard is this black and red wires, and they lead right onto our power supply, which comes from our 4 AA batteries. And I think that's everything. And then let's see where this wire is leading. Okay, so this last wire that I saw is actually leading into this part. I thought we wouldn't have to open up. I thought this was just to close the lid, but I wonder what is in here. There might be nothing in here, but I'm super curious what this wire would go to inside of here. So we might actually have to open up this part of it. So let's do that. Alright, and so I think that's everything that we're going to find in our Leapfrog. This had a whole bunch of pieces in order to make this work. It's like a tiny computer. Well, I guess not a tiny because it's about laptop size, but this right here is like a tiny computer that's getting everything to work. So it's like instead of a mouse, we have a pen, and instead of like software, we have these cartridges that we plug in, which I forgot about. We have a cartridge to put apart. And this one's just 2 screws. And there it is. So that's what that looks like. So it's just this little chip basically that goes right in here and plugs right in. And so it's getting the information from our cartridge into our motherboard here, and it processes the information, and then also it reads the information using this on our book to know what pages we're flipping to, and also using our pen depending on where it is we click on the book. And that's everything. So I hope you guys had fun taking apart a Leapfrog and seeing how it works. It's actually a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. But I had a lot of fun to seeing all of the pieces that you have inside of a Leapfrog in order to make it work. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!